Welcome back, everyone. In studio now we have Dan Bacula, who's with the Greater Mankato Area Comedy Coalition. So having some comedy talk today. Tell us about how the coalition got started.
Sure. My family and I moved here in July of 21, and I had been doing comedy in Madison before that. And when I moved here, there was very infrequent comedy, barely any at all. And I knew that just selfishly, I wanted more opportunities than that. And I, couldn't afford the time or gas to go to the cities every week. And so I talked to some people who were like family friends, and they were interested in something like that happening. And I had started working at the Circle Inn, and I asked around, but Jenny really had the best space. Her back room, holds about 40 people, it's away from the bar noise. There's not a lot of distractions. So it was just, I found the right people in the right place.
Yeah, I feel like, everyone's kind of funny in their own little way, but taking the step to say, I'm going to do stand-up, at what point in your life did you decide that?
Oh, geez. I think I always wanted to try. When I was, grade school or whatever, I'd see Gallagher or whoever on TV, and then I'd go to my notebook and try to write a joke and be like, knock, knock, and I had no idea where to go from there. So it's after accumulating life experiences and whatnot. I had a friend moving out of Madison. His going away party was going to the open mic at the comedy club there. And then it just clicked, it checked a lot of boxes for me as far as creativity and stuff like that. And so I thought, I'll do this once a week for a year, and then at the end of the year, we'll just kind of reevaluate. But I knew way before a year that, this is something I wanted to do, even just as like a weekend warrior.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you moved to Mankato, got this coalition going, and how is that going? What has it achieved your purpose, and what do you do now?
I think it has exceeded my expectations. I tried to go in with as few expectations as possible. I'll do what I consider my bare minimum. I'll, have the quality where I think it's appropriate. Like I said, other people set it up and it's just in the corner of a bar under a TV next to an ATM, and that's no good.
Right.
So many distractions. So I found a room that worked, a time that worked, and a small group of people who were there at the onset. And it's grown, it's persevered, it's the people who show up every week, it's a very special thing for them. And so I'm really proud and excited that it's gone. If everything else I've worked on goes away and I still just have the weekly open mic, I'll be satisfied.
I'm sure you've had the opportunity to meet a lot of local comedians. What's that been like?
Well, and that's, Mankato, the history of comedy in Mankato, there's been some regular shows, in the past 50 years or whatever, but to my knowledge, there hasn't been a super consistent open mic where people can get up and practice. So there are a couple to a few people who have been doing comedy regionally who are still around here. But most of the practicing, really ambitious people are somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm thinking people don't know about this, all these comedy shows happening. So tell us where and when we can go see it.
Sure, yeah. So we started with just the weekly open mics, and now we have the monthly shows, which are also on Sundays. They're all on Sundays.
All on Sunday.
So the weekly has an asterisk. It's not every week. And we're also taking off for Easter.
Okay.
And then, so it's every Sunday there's some kind of comedy in the back room of the Circle Inn. Minus Easter. It's always conditional.
I know.
Or there's like a Super Bowl or something. I don't know. So there's that, and then we're doing a show at the VF Dead More Scenario April 7th. Our next monthly show is April 23rd, and that's a $5 show in the back of the Circle. And then we're actually taking a break until September, because last summer, Minnesotans,
we get outside.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Dan, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
More on Kato Living.